Interstate 40. When I came through here in 2018, there was like 3 to 5 seconds of space between vehicles. Now Interstate 10 looks like, Interstate 40 looks like Interstate 10, just not very many trucks at all. You know, there's times when there's nothing for, a minute or two. It's just really incredible that there's not as much being sold and transferred, I guess. It's just bizarre, because it was just nothing but trucks and cars and everything, vehicles all day long, all night long. And now at nighttime, this kind of dies down to less than what it is right now. Right now it's showing more than, but there are these intervals where there's nothing. And I got me some of these Palo Verdes seeds. They're just full, but it's the wrong time to pick them because they're starting to dry out. If they was greener, they'd be edible. You can just throw them in your mouth and eat them. They're kind of sweet and taste like a green bean. So what I did was I just got a bunch of them and put them in a bag. And for some reason they say that you dry them and then you cook them, and they're good too that way. Lots of protein in them. Other stuff too, but I don't remember. So we got them. I don't think we're going to dry them. They're drying right now in a bag, but I don't see them getting, unless they get done, well, I don't know. I'm just going to try and cook them green like that and see what happens. See how they taste. I ate one of the green beans yesterday, and I didn't see no sweet taste to it, but it's probably in that shell. Because the mesquite, they call it the candy bar of the desert. Oops, the mesquite is called the candy bar of the desert because it's so sweet. And the sweetness comes from the shell of the bean. And everything. Had a flat yesterday on the back tire. Wonder if it's holding up. Nope, still got a flat. Isn't that crazy? Still got a flat. Got 3 miles to the rest area. Probably change it out there. The problem is I have there was a patch on it, and I had to tear it off as best as I could and put a new patch over the hole, and so it's probably not holding all that great. I don't know. Rides a lot smoother, easier when you're not. That thing is so heavy that you don't know that you got a flat on it. So I rode it probably a mile or two with a flat on it, just because I didn't know. I couldn't even see it. I didn't know that it was flat. And then you patch it up, air it up, and it's like, oh man, this is way easier. So yeah, it's real easy to ride with a flat tire because it's just all heavy anyway, so if you got a flat tire and it's lugging it down a little bit, you really can't tell it until you air it up, and then it's like, yeah, this is a little bit easier, but not by much. So yeah, we slept here. Might be that guy's property. It's Sunday, so there's not going to be a lot of people out and about real early of the morning. There's nobody here anyway. It's a lot like Anza. You got these roads kind of everywhere in certain places, and then there's homes, but there's desert between the homes, kind of like up in Anza. That's what kind of area this is. So yeah, we just pulled in here. We stopped there under the overpass yesterday evening, and I thought, well, what the heck? We ought to just go ahead and cook. And so I cooked my noodles. It's broccoli and cheddar cheese noodles. I cooked them right there under the overpass, and then just brought it up here with me to eat it. What do you call it? That hydrating stuff had what do you call it? Fake sugar in it, and that fake sugar stops your body from. Well, I'm in the sun again. Yeah. That fake sugar stops your body from absorbing water. Plus, I was drinking it like crazy water, and it was just coming out of me like crazy. And so when I bedded down, well, even over there at that overpass and here, I was getting severe, massive leg cramps like you wouldn't believe, and I was just dehydrated like crazy. Probably drank 1.5 liters just sitting around. So that's I used 1.5 liters from Lake Havasu to the pilot at the 95 and Interstate 40, Highway 95 and Interstate 40, and then from there to here, I used pretty much 1.5 liters. And so I'm not doing too good on water. I'm really not. As a matter of fact, that's all the water I got. It's not quite 2 liters. It's not quite 1.5 liters. But it is something. All I got to do is like 3 or 4 miles to that rest area. And that rest area has been closed forever and ever and ever. Every time you go through there, it's always closed. But that was like 2018 when I came through here. I rode Interstate 40 and then went down through Havasu and Parker and wound up in Quartzsite. And I think John picked me up and brought me in. And so, yeah, it was just so busy. It's like, man, I ain't never riding this again. But being not busy like it is, it wouldn't be too bad to ride. The only problem is coming out of every town just about, you got to go way down. It's like, I don't know, 4 to 10 miles. You got to go down, and you got to do that coming out of every town. Santa Rosa, Albuquerque, you always got to go way down into the city and then way up. And on Interstate 10, you got to do the same thing, but it ain't near as bad. There's only one place that's bad, and that's in Benson. And that's like 20 miles uphill going to Wilcox. So, yeah, the wind's supposed to be picking up today. However, it feels like it's coming out of the southeast, more east than south, but I'm not sure. So, yeah, just packing up and get ready to leave. I'm supposed to have a tailwind pushing me. So I don't know. It's supposed to be super strong tailwind. But it wasn't supposed to start till 10, and it's probably, well, I have no idea what time it is, but it's probably, what, 7 or 8? Something like that. Everything's holding up pretty good except for the flat tire. Got to do some more work on it. I've got another tube if I need it, but I'm hoping I can make that one work. So yeah, really like my little stove. It's just nice to just pull it out, cook, put it back, and you got you a nice little meal cooked. I think it's pretty neat. Anything else? Ate a heck of a lot of sugar because I was in, not sugar, salt, because I was in so much leg cramp pains. Whenever you got leg cramp pains, that salt's the only way out. You just gotta bear it and just swallow that stuff. Eventually you get to where you're okay, but that water, the more you drink, the more you sweat. The more you sweat, the more you deplete your body of salt. And so then there ain't no salt in you. And then the water just like pours out of you like you got holes in you or something. It's crazy. So yeah, we're gonna pack up and get out of here. It's not supposed to be that hot again. It's like in, well, Lake Havasu was in the 90s, like 95, and then Kingman's supposed to be the high of 85 or 88, something like that. So it's gonna be a really cool day. compared to Lake Havasu when it's 105 to 110. And it was nice and cool last night. I had to actually get my sleeping bag out and get in it, which I haven't done that in a heck of a long, over a month in Lake Havasu. It's just ain't no good. I'm kind of used to always getting in a sleeping bag, but it's hot, and so then you're like, man, this is ridiculous sleeping in a sleeping bag. But you're used to sleeping in a sleeping bag, and that's why you do. And then you sweat all night. It's like, nah, I don't want to do that. So I haven't used a sleeping bag in a while. It got to, what was it, 68 supposedly? So it's probably 68 in Kingman, so it was probably like 70, 73, and that's pretty cold compared to most of the time. It's in the upper 70s, lower 80s in Lake Havasu. And we're in a cool spell. That's why I left. But yeah, we're doing good, good, good. Sure is nice. Nice and cool anyway. So here we are, and I'll talk to you later.